What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to be doing my full overview of the Bridgeport 395. Let's get into it. All right, what we're going to do today with this overview is we're going to do some size comparisons, profile, and weight, and then we'll jump into thoughts and impressions. Let's go ahead and kick it off with those size comparisons. Here it is against the Spyderco Para 3 and the Spyderco Shaman. And as you can see, this is more of a medium-sized EDC, a little bit bigger than that Para 3 and a little bit smaller than the Shaman. So right there in the middle, I do like this size. Let me move that Shaman out of the way, and we're going to grab a budget knife for comparisons. Here it is against this Avivi Ball Tusk. A little bit smaller overall in length, but you got very similar handle length there. And then we'll bring out another budget knife for this comparison. That is going to be the Miguron Moyarl. So you can see these are actually very comparable, and I do consider the Moyarl to be a medium-sized EDC. Let me move that Ball Tusk out of the way, and my apologies. I think I was referring to this as the 395, but it's actually the 1827. So my apologies for misstating there a little bit ago. We'll continue on though. This one here, going to compare the profile to the Miguron Moyarl, and as you can see here against the Moyarl, it is thinner overall, and then we're going to bring that Para 3 back out here for a profile comparison. And against the Para 3, it is just a tiny bit thicker overall. So it's kind of in between the Moyarl and the Para 3. I think it actually has some pretty good girth to it. Let me grab the scale. Let's just check the weight on this one. This one is coming in at 3.7 ounces. It went from 3.5 to 3.7. Let me just double check that. Scale acting a little weird. Yeah, 3.7. It looks like it kind of teetered between 3.6 and 3.7, so maybe it is rounding up. But let me go ahead and jump into my thoughts and impressions of the 1827. It does have a front flipper here, and that was a little bit my fault. I thought I was holding the pocket clip, but I was actually laying on the lock bar. So this one here, you want to make sure that you're in a good position, and it has a very good detent for that. And then it has a really good detent for the opening. I do like the opening of this one here. A little bit harder for me with the larger fingers to get in there for that opening. Action is really good though. Nice solid action, really smooth. I like the fact that the jimping goes all the way around on that front flipper. Ergonomically, it's also very comfortable in hand. It does allow for me to get full 4-finger grip on here. I fit right into the cutout for that index finger nicely, and I'm in a really good position with this jimping here for any cuts that are further out on the blade, and then just a little move over and I'm able to get it to the cutting path right here for any power cuts, detailed work, or anything like that. It does have a mid-length hollow grind. I know it's going to be really hard to tell here that it has that hollow grind, but I think the easiest way to do that is to show you in the closed position here. You can kind of see right there. You see how once you get to the mid part of the blade, it kind of curves in and then straightens out a little bit towards the tip there. That's how you can really tell. And maybe if I don't want to do it that way. Don't want to point it towards the front. But maybe, there we go. Oh, it keeps trying to focus past my hand. Let me try to put it against something where it won't focus past. Let me do it this way. There you go. There you go. So hopefully you're able to see that. It's a little hard to show it off with this one here because it is that black wash, and again, you're looking at an acute tip, but it is really thin behind the edge, and then it does hollow out. It starts to rise up about midway through that hollow grind, and then it comes up to this, and it's not super thick. I would say you have probably more of a normal blade stock thickness there, so it performed really well through the cut test. I'll take you over there real quick to show that to you. All right, down in the garage with the Bridgeport 395 Stonewash 20 CV. Let's see what this one is about. Really good factory edge, and again, this could have been going through pass around and maybe used a bunch, but it's feeling pretty good. We got some single ply. Yeah, guys, this is 100% laser beam. And let's see here. Factory edge still pretty good going through the paper. Don't feel really any difference. And again, that's not anything extensive, but there you go. Moves through the material well, feels comfortable in the hands. Let's kick it back up to the table. And we're back. So really performed well. I did like the way that the display shape handled both the power cuts and those detailed jobs, being able to draw, cut, and everything like that. I just did a little bit of testing with this one because it is a pass around knife coming via the Lefty Pass Around group. Shout out to Kevin for hosting that. I really do appreciate it. Some of the finishing touches I like on here is that it's a blank canvas. So they do come with the reverse tucks, and they come with this one here that's been etched and washed, which I really think they did a nice job on it. It looks really good. You don't have any markings on the pivot, and you do have just a generic filler tab here that's screwed in for that pocket clip, so it is lefty friendly. And then you just have the two-piece construction with the bolt for the lock bar insert. So very clean, very minimalist. I do like that about it. Good access to the lock bar. They did add a little bit of a relief cut for you to get into it, and it does have enough of an opening to easily get into that cutout. Very good access. Again, very good action, very satisfying deployment, very snappy. Good sounds. Very clicky. It is a little muted here, and I think that has, and I'm not going to be able to show you the detemp ball from this position, but I think that probably has to do with it being acid etched and probably just needs to be cleaned at this particular point. But it works really well. Nice solid lockup here. You're looking at about a 50% lockup. Again, it's an overview knife, so I'm not going to do any type of lockup test with the spine whack here, but I feel confident with the amount of the lockup that you have there and the geometry and the size of the lock bar. I think it would be okay, but I'm speculating, not my knife, so I can't really tell you for certain. Also, what's really interesting about this particular piece, I forgot to mention, it is riding on bearings. Very smooth action, but coming in at $245, really good price point. You're getting 20 CV, titanium, super clean, really good design, multiple means of deployment. Alternatively, you could look at the Miguron Kyrex 2. That's going to have M390. It's going to have micro milling. It's going to have your multiple means of deployment. You're going to have the front flipper and the thumb hole, if I'm recalling correctly. That one's coming in at $199. Or if you'd like something even more fidgety, take a look at the CJRB Echo. You're going to be able to find these with titanium and knurling, or titanium with inlays, S90V. You're going to have a pocket clip, but it's not going to be reversible, so this has that advantage, but it is that button lock. So you do have those multiple means of deployment. You also get that front flipper. You also get that opening hole, which doesn't work as well in my opinion. Well, actually, I don't think that the Bridgeport is that great for the 1827, but it does work. If you have smaller hands, it might work better, but this one here going to have a little bit smoother action. Again, this one $199. If you use my link, you can use code Artisan10. Go pick this one up for 10% off. So it is coming in a little bit cheaper. Ergonomically, I like this one a little bit more for me with the larger hands because it has a little bit more meat on the handle. I like it more than the Kyrex and the Bridgeport, but the thickness on this one here does help with that. So I do like it. It's a really good premium EDC at a great price. I think it's super competitive for the materials that you're getting, the build quality on it, and the action. It's really nice, guys. Does anyone out there have the 1827 or any of the other Bridgeport knives out there? This is only my second time experiencing a Bridgeport, and I am really impressed, and I do like the looks and the offering from them. Shout out to everyone out there that likes, uses the links, comments, and is subscribed. I appreciate the support, guys. I love you. I hope you have a fantastic week. And until next time, peace.